Hello everybody, it's Vertical Sandwich. Welcome back to a long and pointless fight with a strategy that barely does damage. I mean, welcome back to Final Fantasy X-2.
Ever seen this before?
Yeah, and then when you get into, I mean, I obviously I don't know anything about Final Fantasy 11 at all, but when you play Final Fantasy 12, like, the boss in Final Fantasy 12 was not, finishing that game was nothing,
no
but like, the optional bosses in that game, like, are inherently ridiculous. They are disturbingly ridiculous. Like, it does make it kind of fun to watch the full, like, the 100% speed runs of Final Fantasy 12, though, where people set up, like, dead character glitch on a boss and then just take a break. Because it's like a 20-minute fight on just autopilot and stuff. I don't know. It's just funny. So this thing really, it would be very hard. This thing would have to be the luckiest boss in the world. And it's like, its Glimmer of Despair attack is whatever. Nobody's gonna have any magic points at the end of this fight. But it would have to be the luckiest boss in the world with this setup. With its Perdition's Flame. It would have to, Perdition's Flame would have to hit the right character enough times to KO them. And then it would have to follow it up with attacks on the other characters. Like if it could do it twice in a row, but I've never seen it do it twice in a row. Then maybe it would have a possibility against this setup. The downside of this setup is that it takes forever. I wish I had something to report aside from that. Apparently I just passed a 10-year anniversary of being on YouTube. So, I guess that's pretty crazy. It makes sense, though. YouTube's just kind of the background of my life. It's just the thing I'm always doing.
My suffering mirrors yours.
I also just purchased 4 new books. Like, if you watch the book reviews, you'll probably be hearing about them soon enough, I guess.
This had better be worth
It's a series, though, so, like, I don't know. One part of the series won an award, so I purchased the first 4 books of the series to check it out.
Cheer up!
So we did reflect on to the actual boss. Shouldn't be a big deal. We don't actually cast any spells directly at the boss.
May pain be my blade.
Yeah, I think I discarded this as an idea because I wasn't sure if I could... Because Mighty Guard is an indirect spell, like White Wind. So you might be able to cast it even on characters who have Reflect on. But I didn't know. These are things that you should know if you're trying to do what I'm trying to do.
This had better be worth it.
I love Annihilator, by the way. I think it's fantastic.
I guess there's no choice.
This thing punches for nothing. Like, it's shockingly weak for how, you know, big and scary it's supposed to be. So yeah, other than that, it's just the middle of summer. Just doing middle of summer stuff. had to go clean a bunch of stuff up and like had to tend to fire for a while as I was burning like scrap lumber. Still trying to read Darwin's Radio, and it's killing me. It's such a hard book to read. It's probably a very good book if you like that kind of stuff, but for me it's a very hard book to read. It just doesn't happen very often. Yeah, I mean, you can see that this spell is devastating, right? This spell is absolutely and totally murder. So you really, I mean, if you want a completely safe strategy, just have your, your healer, always be healing. Like, every turn. But I really wanted something that went a little faster, which is why the occasional Annihilator. That 10,000 damage does a lot of, it makes a lot of difference. It really does. You could kill this thing with 34 of those if you could manage.
My blade.
White Wind must do a percentage heal too, because it heals so much more on the Dark Knights than it does on Riku.
Bullets come in all kinds of flavors.
Bullets come in all kinds of flavors. Actually, they only come in bullet flavored. I guess in the occasional uranium flavor. I don't know, are there alternate materials for... I suppose there are, actually. I suppose bullets are made of all kinds of materials. Like, you get kind of, you know, the whole lead thing, and then you want ones that are not made of lead because lead's soft.
May pain be my
I mean, I know that, like, armor-piercing stuff is uranium tipped and whatever. I don't... Actually, surprisingly, I grew up around firearms my entire life. You know, I could... As soon as I could hold a gun, I could shoot one. I went to hunter safety when I was in school. I am an incredibly careful gun handler. I'm one of those people who knows where a gun is pointed at all times. I never assume a gun is unloaded. Like... I would never point a gun at something I didn't want to shoot. Like, just super, super careful about it. Like, very, very responsible. It's a thing that surprises a lot of people about me, actually, is the idea that, like, I know how to handle a gun. But, I mean, like, you know, I grew up in a place where hunting was, like, a big thing, and it was just what you did. And, it's not a thing that I enjoy or I do at all. Like, I don't like killing things.
Bullets come in all kinds of flavors.
But, you know, I understand that, you know, like, I eat meat. I'm not a vegetarian or anything. But yeah, so, like... But in general, I mean, I don't... Like, firearms are not really a part of my life. But they're not a thing that is foreign to me. In fact, I remember in high school, one of my best friends talking to me about how he had never shot a gun. And I was like, huh, interesting. Like, I don't think that that's a bad thing. Like, it was just an unusual thing for me because of where we were and how most of us grew up, you know, I was just like, oh, okay. Alright. Fair enough. You know, one of my other really good friends in high school, like, collected guns. They had a gun closet in their house. It was a closet full of guns. There were a lot of guns. they were also super responsible too. Like, they were crazy responsible about it. Because, you know, like, we weren't idiots. Like, it's just a thing. Like, yeah, it's funny, but like, it's a weird thing about, like, people meet me, right, and I have long hair, and I've read all these books, and I'm really interested in that kind of stuff, and I was good in school, and I went to college, and stuff like that, and, like, got a degree in this social science and stuff, and then people will, like, I'd be at work, and people would start talking about football, and then they'd look at me and be like, oh, you probably don't want to talk about, you probably don't like football. And I'd be like, why wouldn't I like football? You know? But it was about one of my cousins, like, her boyfriend, was gonna come over to the house and didn't want to without me knowing that they were coming over because they were afraid I might accidentally shoot them. And my cousin's response was, I don't even think he knows how to shoot a gun.
Mirrors yours.
And I found out about that, and I was like, well, actually, like, but I would never shoot a person. Like, I would yell at them, hey, what are you doing here? Like, that's the way that works. So that was a long aside about firearms and the way I grew up, but it was good for us. It was good for us not to talk about that horrible fight. So what you get for this fight is a cutscene that is underwhelming. So let's just do that. It is. It's a bad cutscene.
You're a real lifesaver. I guess you can always count on the gull wings.
Thanks. But what a disaster.
I guess. It's all relative. This is nothing compared to what happened to home. Besides, what's done is done.
You're pretty tough.
I smell something good.
Hey, you're right.
Good Sergeant Godwin, ultimate.
Food?
Yeah, we whipped it up during the battle. As long as we're still kicking, we're gonna get hungry. Hunger's proof we're alive. We've got heaps of food. I don't suppose you're interested.
Yeah, underwhelming. Underwhelming cutscene. However, that battle was long enough that you could cook a meal. Without a doubt. Kraft macaroni and cheese only takes like 12 minutes. You only have to cook the noodles for like 8 minutes. So you get a ribbon. That's, I guess, a big deal. And then the Mercurial Strike garment grid. But now, by getting episode complete in every chapter, we get this when we return to the airship.
A special bonus for the gull wings.
Oh, they look great on you.
I, want one too.
Splendid work.
Gosh, thanks. What the hell is this?
Yeah, Pain.
Hey, why not, right?
Okay, the mascot dress sphere is easily the most powerful dress sphere in the entire game. It is ridiculous. It is a ridiculous thing. So I'm assuming we're going to take a look at it now. So here we go. We get like all these things. And there are some things that you can't unlock unless you've unlocked things at other dress spheres. But you can see Riku can use white magic and berserker stuff, I think. by unlocking them on the dress sphere. There's also, for 999 points, there's a ribbon ability on every dress sphere. Which is handy because you don't have to equip it. Which is cool. Super cool. Alright, so Payne's mascot dress sphere. She looks like Tonberry, which is perfect for her. And she gets just a bunch of these status effect things, and then you can see she's gotten high enough in whatever Bushido or Black Magic, whichever she has to do, to unlock her ribbon ability to learn it if we want. Alright, so now we'll look at Yuna's, and Yuna's is the most broken thing ever. So, like, yeah, Moogle Cure and, like Haste and Regen in one spell. And then it has, like, Life. Yeah, she can restore MP. And then, yeah, Shell and Protect. And then, like, she's got better ones. Like, better versions of these that do it to everybody. And she can do Dark Knight skills and Warrior skills. And it's just, this thing is just game-breaking. It's stupid game-breaking, the Kupo abilities on this. I guess she's Kupo or whatever. Or maybe, I don't know. Isn't Kupo the only thing that Moogles can say? I don't know. Anyway, so when we come back, we'll be back into live commentary. And we'll be doing other horrendous stuff. But, I'll see you guys for that. Bye, everybody.